Got to, man. Gotta bounce back. Shout out to my homie Keys, Xavier Keys, on the vocals on this. Okay. Honestly, they couldn't stop me if they wanted to. Gotta get up, go out and get it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've been focused, I'm not hungry. Yo, I'm starving, dude. Grind mode with my team, we making these power moves. Honestly, they couldn't stop me if they wanted to. Gotta get up, go out and get it, and that's what I'm gonna do. I've been focused, I'm not hungry. Yo, I'm starving, dude. In grind mode with my team, we making these power moves. Cause I ain't got no time to be wasting with all this music I'm making. Man, I'm tired of being impatient, so I keep making these moves here with my crew. Vow to myself to always stay true, so I don't care what nobody else do. I know why. Like an erection, bumps in the road, but no, I ain't stressing. I don't work out, but homie, I'm flexing. Every time I get on the beat and I bless it. Rise and shine, and I never let another come and stop my grind. Cause I grind all night at the gig, no lie. Then it's back in the booth for some overtime. Come on. Nope. Shout out to Miss Alma Ramos. Shout out to Miss B. I said, hey. My mom told me to get them, so I don't care what y'all say. I just keep grinding. Yeah, I stay working, cause it's, you know, I said, that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, don't it make y'all mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. I can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the grind, getting mine, I'm working. No sleep. Spit heat, killing these tracks, and I'm not gonna stop till I'm up on top where I'm supposed to be. Everywhere I go, I scream SP. We more than a crew, we a family. Working trying to get a couple Grammys, G, having sitting on top of the mantelpiece. Thank God. Go hard, they just mad cause I'm on my job. But where I'm from, I see the ground is starving, I just can't do it. Not having it, unthinkable. So I turn in and stretch arms strong, and now I can reach the unreachable. Let's go. Hey, trying to. Yo, I said I can't sit still. I just laugh at y'all haters. Cause yeah, hey, moms told me, so I don't, let's go, I just keep, yeah, I stay, cause it's, you know, I said, that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, don't it make you mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. I can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the grind, getting mine, I'm working. Don't ever let anybody tell you that you can't get what you want. Whatever you dreaming for, you get out there and you get it. You make it happen. Never mind the haters. Real spill. Cause all day, always, get them. Yes sir. I'm grinding. Stay working. Hey, I said that's right. In the lab with a pen and a pad, let's ride. Make it look so easy, don't it make you mad? One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, cause me and my team stay working. One thing I know, one thing is certain. Can't stop, won't stop, on the ground getting mine, I'm working. Gotta. Yes, sir. Love them.
Rise and shine. Pour yourself a cup of coffee and tune in to Good Morning Aurora. News, weather, and really cool interviews. Monday through Friday from 8 to 9 a.m.
morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. Good morning, Aurora. The time is 8 o'clock a.m. You are listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora, the second largest city's first daily news podcast. We have great guests today. We have friends in the studio with us. We have a lot to talk about. We have Black Fine Art Month to talk about, amongst other things. We also have leadership development training to talk about. We have art to talk about. A whole lot. And Pigment International to talk about. So good morning to our wonderful guest, Sandra Harrison.
Good morning.
And Bryan, Danial, Joseph, better known as Dadasoulface. How y'all feeling?
Good morning. Doing okay.
All right.
Good.
Doing pretty good today. Doing pretty good. All of you listeners out there, we hope that you're doing good today as well on this Friday. It's nice outside. Just a little bit of chill in the air, but the sun is definitely shining. So, Black Fine Art Month 2022.
Yeah.
Aurora Public Art, Aurora Downtown, Cotton Sea Creative Exchange. Mm-hmm. When and where will it be?
It's going to be at the...
That coffee percolating. Y'all hear it, though?
You made me forget the museum name. The David L. Pierce Museum. We've got coffee percolating in the back. You know, Curtis, it's good to be with you, my friend.
Good to see you.
I haven't seen you in a while. It's really good to be with you. Thanks for that coffee. My world knows how important that is for me.
Absolutely.
But yeah, I'm so excited to be a part of Black Fine Art this year. And we're kicking off here at home in Aurora on October 2nd.
Okay.
Going to be at the David L. Pierce Gallery downtown.
Okay.
And we're going to kind of do this kind of walkthrough from the gallery and then over to the Cotton Seat where we're going to have a live show. So it's going to be an awesome day.
Okay.
Really looking forward to it.
All right.
Yeah.
And you will be presenting art.
Yeah, I'll be showing some work, talking about my artwork, talking about the state of art, I guess, and
The state of art, like locally?
Local, more local, I guess.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
just whatever subjects we touch on.
How'd you come up with the name Dadasoulface?
Well, when I first, I'm not like classically trained artist first and foremost. I went to school for like graphic design for like about a year. So switched majors, went to like audio engineering, switched that, dropped out, So it took a while for me to get my legs, but
As with a lot of things, right?
right.
Yeah.
So I ended up maybe 98. 1998 is when my daughter was born. My first daughter was born, Lily. My friends had asked me, we got a studio space downtown Aurora off of River Street, right across from Old Second National Bank. This is before, pre-Wabansi was there. And I was like, yeah, sure, I'm gonna check it out. Loved it, fell in love with it. All these old books, all their artists were there from before, and I just started absorbing it, like reading. And there was a lot of books on surrealism and Dadaism. And Dadaism was, turn of the century art movement that kind of was created from World War One. The effects of that. Europeans fled. Some of these few artists realized, and like I think it was like Zurich, Switzerland, and they realized that Europe isn't it. It was we were twisted. This world war, this destruction, so they just tossed logic out the window. They rejected a lot of Western teachings, and they started looking toward, Africa and oceanic art through their small, myopic little colonizer eyes. Mm-hmm. They were still able to like pull things out of that, and that made sense to me. And the irrationality, their politics. And it just that kind of touched me a little bit, that movement, Dadaism.
Okay.
And I kind of, because I love the absurd stuff, absurdity is, it's great, random thing. Like what,
Yeah, absurdity will get you places that being normal will not.
Yeah,
this is a time for me to really just not care,
Yeah, just like, okay. Do I need to really think about this, or should I think about this?
Right.
So, and Dada, and then Soulface, I just soul music in general. we always associate with soul, and I was like, Soulface, I like that.
Right.
Dada's on Soulface.
No, that's a fly combination.
Yeah, and I can change it a little bit too. Dada Soul Children for my kids, Dada Soul Family. I'm like,
Dada Soul.
Yeah.
There's boom right there.
Yeah.
So what can people expect from this event?
Wow. This creative.
Just a little bit more about some maybe art history in Aurora.
Okay.
We're going through Black people, Black artistry in Aurora. I know we have more Black artists showing in Aurora. Where's the female Black artists? It's another thing I want to try to get to the bottom of.
Okay.
It's just art in general, where it's taking us. And
okay, so we have the press release here, which is actually very interesting. I'll give a quick breakdown for this. It says that Black Fine Art Month 2022 will kick off with signature Pigment International Salon Talk. The brunch event starts at 1 p.m. and will feature Aurora-based artist, Dadasoulface artist Jade Williams, Yvonne Michelle Tony, she's the owner of Cotton Seed Creative Exchange, dear friend.
That's great.
A live performance by professional skateboarder, Ron Allen. We got there.
Exactly.
I'm going to come back at the end and chop that up about that. Following the brunch, there'll be a live painting event at Cotton Seed featuring artist Isabella Alexia Tony.
Yep.
And you will MC the event.
I'm gonna MC the event.
Okay. What will be the what's the plan for the MC event? What's the flavor?
The flavor is to, like, Soulface here is that we want to talk about Black fine art. We want to bring it into a mainstream conversation. We want it here. We want it everywhere.
Right.
We want to start talking about different mediums of art and how we showcase those art, and the artists, the curators, the innovators of art. We want to bring all of that together and start a conversation, not only here in Aurora, but for Black Fine Art Month everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Dadasoulface slices and cuts up vintage books and magazines with sharp utensils. Sounds dangerous. To create his mixed media collage art. It says that your work is a form of automatism that walks in between the conscious and subconscious, creating his unique visual poetry on paper and canvas. It's a nice write-up. And your work was recently featured at David O. Pierce Aurora Public Art Remix Group Collage Show 2022. Let's talk about that.
That show, or just in general? It was a show put together by Aurora Public Art. I think it was the first collage show that we've had. We had artists from Chicago, surrounding areas. I can't remember how many artists there were, but there's some great work. I had 4 pieces in it.
Okay. We're going to do something interesting right now. This is going to be actually something that we can all do together as a class and a family. Would you be so kind as to pour the coffee for the guests? Because I made it. I made it. Now, I don't mean to just make you do that. But if you could
everyone who knows DBA knows DBA is a team.
This is a team effort right now. Because a brother made the coffee. I'm sipping, but they're not, so that would not be right. Yeah,
we will be sipping soon.
I'm right here. I'm good with a refill. That's for the fresh pot. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just now tuning in to Good Morning Aurora, we had to do this as a family and get the coffee that I made for the guests actually poured in their cups. I just didn't feel right having them sit with empty cups and no coffee in it. Because right when I sip, Dada look over at the coffee like, okay,
is ours?
it's not percolating no more. It's the shit getting cold.
He's funny.
See, that's the beauty about Black folk, right? We so creative. We do have cream and sugar.
Oh, man.
If y'all good with the black?
We're good.
Okay.
I'm good. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks, sir.
And the Joliet Area Historical Museum Black Experience Through Art Show. All right, that was the ending of that. So we've seen an explosion of yeah, it can qualify as an explosion of art. In Aurora downtown specifically, there used to be a lack of art, and the whole, I wouldn't say the whole community, but the whole discussion pretty much was, we don't know about the street art, But Bomb the Lot is coming up, which will feature a whole bunch of different artists. So has Aurora crossed that threshold where we're cool with all forms of art? Or, from where you guys are sitting?
I am so new into this space, but I'm not new to Aurora. I'm not new to what happens around here. And I think we are stepping up to the plate.
Okay.
I think we're starting to have the right conversations. I think we're starting to make the right moves. I'm starting to see the right folks at the table. Patricia is from Aurora, has a history here.
Okay.
Patricia Keating, I'm referring to the CEO of Pigment International.
Right.
But she's now living in Hyde Park. So to get her here, to get this event here is important right now, especially for the Black community. And so we're really excited about that. I think we're starting to have the right conversations. Listen, this event is tremendously supported by the Dunham Fund and the Dunham Foundation, and I want to thank them for that, simply because to create a platform that allows us to bring our innovators, our creators together and say, we too deserve space.
Right.
We too deserve space here. So I think we're doing the right thing.
So this is the part of this article which I really like. So Pigment International appreciates the warm welcome we've received from Aurora Public Art and Aurora Downtown. We're excited to highlight some incredible artists and art entrepreneurs as we kick off Black Fine Art Month 2022. Patricia Andrews Keenan. This year, BFAM Black Fine Art Month will explore the continuing global influence Chicago area creatives are exerting through our theme, Black Fine Art, the Gilded Age. Let me finish the rest of this, and then we'll talk about that specifically in the context of Black history. Chicago native Simone Leigh was the first Black woman artist to represent the U.S. during the 59th edition of the Venice Biennale d'Art.
The Biennale.
Biennale. Oh, damn. Scratch that up. You know what?
The Biennale. My daughter was just there with Patricia, and so I did a lot of studying on that one.
I got on the bike, right?
You're doing just fine.
Yeah, you did.
Hit that pedal like once.
You got this.
Word. The world's premier art event. That's no small feat. The world's. They didn't say Europe's. They didn't say, no, the world's premier art event. Mm-hmm. And hers is just one of the hundreds of stories, about Chicago area creatives, past and present, influencing the global art landscape. Mm-hmm. I like that. Influencing the global art landscape. Mm-hmm. Because, because we didn't influence a lot, right?
No.
The influence is in a lot of arts, in a lot of different places. Mm-hmm. It always has been. So we'll talk about influence after we say hi to some of these great people in the chat. Michael Rafer, good morning to you. Norma Peterson, good morning. Jennifer Ryan Mayton. Peter Aguilera is here. Good morning, Peter Aguilera.
Good morning.
Aisha Saxon. Viso Arts. Cheryl Brownell in Aurora Downtown. How y'all doing? The time is 8:14 a.m. And you're listening to and watching Good Morning Aurora. Okay, let's talk about Ron Allen. All right, who is Ron Allen?
Ron Allen was he was one of the first Black skateboarders to kind of come out California. He's from Oakland.
Okay.
He big influence on me. I mean, I had his pictures up on my wall when I was early 80s, early 90s, my little skateboarding quest, to bring pain to my body. One of the first brothers to, establish a skateboard company. co-founded a few skateboard companies, and he's a great artist on top of that.
Okay.
Just skateboarding too, but he talented dude, man. I actually had met him a couple weeks ago for the first time. I was ecstatic. Like my friend Johnny Fonseca had brought him through because they're touring.
Okay.
Bryan is also an MC, a musician as well. MC Intelligence.
MC Intelligence?
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so yeah, he was a big part of the foundation of me, and foundation of probably a lot of other black skateboarders around the world, I would imagine.
Right.
But yeah, I was super excited to meet him. Like I was just like,
Okay.
showed him my artwork. He was bugging out. I was like, Ron Allen's bugging out on my artwork. Oh my god.
It's kind of good when the famous people like your, like your stuff. Yeah.
He's
I like
still
that.
doing it. I mean, he's he's about almost 60 now. So he's still out there
Wow.
hitting curbs,
Okay.
So respect to that.
Right. Word.
You gave it up.
Here's
Still
to
looking
Ron
like,
Allen.
cheers. Still looking like he's 39 or something. Like.
So now, Sandra, for
Yes.
those who are unfamiliar with you, you're the CEO of DVA Leadership and Development Training Consultants.
I am.
Let's talk about that. What is his history?
Wow, DVA was founded in 2009.
Okay.
I lost my job because we lost state funding, and I went home thinking I'd be there for a couple of weeks, and I was there for a couple of years. DVA, in our mind, was a response to the need for better service in vulnerable areas.
Okay.
In nonprofit organizations and schools, folks who were working with vulnerable populations were getting the least amount of training.
Right.
And if they were getting training, they were getting this level technical training, and the soft skill stuff was kind of getting blown under the wind. So we could fill out forms, but we couldn't communicate or collaborate together.
Right.
And so DVA was born as a response to that. Got to give a shout out to the name. It's named for my 6 babies. The D is for my only son, Daryl. The V, my girls, Victoria, Veronica, and Vanessa. And the A is for my babies, Alexis and Ariel. So DVA Leadership and Development Training is a labor of love. I have now dragged my husband of 38 years into it, kicking and screaming. And I enjoy the work. It's about team building.
Right.
It's about building good teams and making them great.
How do you build a good team and make
We
it
believe
great?
in play.
Okay.
We believe in play because I can come into any space and teach anything, but the audience has to be ready to receive that. And what I know about play, it needs nothing. We can all play from any point. It has no framework. You don't have to be smart. You don't have to have a plan. You just go at it. And so we play. We teach people through play.
Okay.
And we deliver some of the hardest messages that folks have a hard time hearing through play.
Veronica Harrison, good morning to you. Shelly Massey, good morning to you. Aurora Downtown says, amazing people this morning. Proud to know and work with them. Good morning to you as well. And Delia Madeleine Bayan, good morning to you as well.
Morning.
All right.
Beautiful.
Now, Leaders in Transformational Education.
Like,
That's a great acronym.
thank you.
I like that acronym.
Thank you.
Are you guys still in the Aurora building over here?
We are not.
Okay.
Pandemic changed a few things.
All right.
Let me back up a little bit. Leaders in Transformational Education, like 501c3. It's about 7 years old now.
Okay.
Formed with me and my BFF, okay, my best friend and a couple of other ladies. We all worked at the same organization, and somewhere along the line, we felt we could do this thing. We came to Aurora as a response to the data of kids kind of falling out of school,
Okay.
especially in the East Aurora area a couple of years back, and we wanted to be a part of the solution. Listen, we know one thing: not every child follows the same track to
Right.
success. I know I didn't. And we wanted to make sure that we created a space for young people to create their own pathway to excellence. And so we are a non-traditional workforce that by hands-on opportunities with young people, we help them grow.
That's a great organization. You guys
Thank you,
been
sir.
doing work for a long time. So DBA started in 2009.
Yep.
And when was Light?
Light started about 7 years ago.
Okay.
We're just at about 7 years now.
All right. Monica, would you do me a favor and take me to a commercial? We got some of that local news I was telling you guys about to talk about. The time is 8:20 a.m. This is a good time if you want to sip your...
I've been sipping.
Yeah, right.
I've been over there sipping. So we are going to, as we know, Aurora lost a dear public servant yesterday. Former alderman and former mayor Rob O'Connor passed away at 78 years old. I am going to read a brief part of this article, and then we will have a moment of silence. Mr. O'Connor, 78 years old, a former mayor of Aurora and alderman at large for 36 years, passed away following a battle with cancer, according to his family. Alderman who served with him honored him at yesterday evening city council meeting. Our mayor, quote, "I admire the life he lived, the lessons he taught, the legacy he left behind. He is the statesman of Aurora who will forever be remembered for his commitment to Aurora, his beloved hometown," close quote. O'Connor lived a life of public service, including to his clients at his law firm that catered to real estate and estate planning. According to his biography, he was a board member of the Northern Illinois Area Agency on Aging since its creation in 1974 and was appointed by the governor's office as a member of the Illinois Council on Aging. He volunteered at the Dominican Literacy Center, which teaches English and works on getting citizenship for immigrants to America. He served on the board of directors of the Community Foundation of the Fox River Valley. Shouts out to all y'all, Vicky, Kathy, Julie. Y'all know what it is.
All
you
of
know,
them.
I mean, the shouts.
The shouts.
Lord have mercy.
Absolutely.
He was active in the Exchange Club of Aurora as a member, past president, and treasurer. He was a member of the administrative board of Phillips Park and Aurora Public Library Board of Directors and the Aurora Police Foundation Board of Directors as well. He was married for 52 years. So, according to former Mayor David Stover, quote, "He stood above all with honesty, integrity, and morality. The city of Aurora is truly now at a loss because of his absence," close quote. Good Morning Aurora will observe its moment of silence now. All right, the time is 8:23 a.m. And then at 8:50, we'll share a brief story before we give you guys the word of the day and the message of the day to leave the rest of Aurora with. The next thing I want to bring up before we get back to it is that downtown Aurora businesses have a great vendor opportunity. Chris Kendall Market. Join the magic of the Chris Kendall Market by becoming a vendor at this fun and festive outdoor cultural event while showcasing your products to an estimated attendance of 300,000 people. Lord have mercy.
Lord have mercy.
Right?
A lot of folks.
Hey, Good Morning Aurora. We're going to be out there.
Jackets.
Jackets, hats, gloves, all that. Can we get that interview, bro?
Not gonna be out there.
Lots of benefits of being a vendor. Promote your products, generate brand awareness, and increase your exposure to the Chris Kendall Market's loyal visitors of all ages. For more information, you can email vendors@chriskindlemarket.com. I'll have Monica put that in the chat, and also go to Aurora Downtown's Facebook page or website to find more on that. The time is 8:24. Okay. So, Sandra, where were you born and raised?
Chicago. West Side.
West Side. Okay.
K-Town. Absolutely. Born and raised on the west side of Chicago.
What did or what could the west side of Chicago teach a person, especially a young black woman?
What could?
Mm-hmm.
Resiliency.
Resilience. Okay.
Resilience.
Okay.
That's what I got on the west side. Don't stop. You got this.
Okay.
Resiliency. Yeah.
Bryan, where you from? Where you born and raised?
Right here, born and raised Aurora, Illinois.
Okay.
OG native. Yeah, right here. I spent 13 years out in Addison. Don't ask me why.
Addison, Illinois? Okay.
Yeah, but I came back here. Caused some trouble.
All right. Back to life. Back to reality.
Yes. And I feel on that. Yeah, I definitely feel the reality in Aurora. So it's good. Good thing.
Sweet.
Going back to this great press release here. Black Fine Art, The Gilded Age. The Gilded Age is an era and an age full of creativity, especially in Black history. Lots of music, lots of actors, writers, poets, people who wrote their shared experiences, many stories of which can be found at the DuSable Museum for anyone interested. You can also get that visitor's card by going to the Office of State Representative Barbara Hernandez. That's another story. Anyway, are we at an age in Aurora? Does this event aim to create an age in Aurora? Or if Aurora doesn't have one in terms of Black art and Renaissance, how can we make it?
I don't think that we're there yet at all, but I think we just have to start communication and gathering and having conversations with each other and how to put our art back out there, bring the communication, let people know how we feeling, let people know that, we Black people, we don't need to be in a box that, this place wants to always put us in, in these little specific boxes, Black, young Black boys and Black men got to do this specific thing, or young Black girls, Black women got to be this specific way. I just destroy them boxes. I don't like any of them boxes, So I think that's one of those things that would help, to bring back that Renaissance, But gathering, I think, is important. I've been wanting to try to get a group of Black artists together of all across the board. I've been talking about it for a couple of years, but COVID slowed things down. My personal life kind of slowed things down, but now things are kind of starting to pick up a bit more. But it'd be nice to have just a Black arts fellowship of some kind in Aurora.
I think kicking Black Fine Art Month off here in Aurora is a good start.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
That's a great start.
It's a great start.
Patricia was with the African American Heritage Advisory Board a week ago, and her invitation was more than to invite us to this event, but to invite us to share the message about Black Fine Art with our networks, to grow it. We're at a great place right now. Our stories matter. They are art.
Mm-hmm.
All kinds of mediums. Our stories are art. I am an artist with words, with people. I negotiate human capital. I don't use any tools.
Well, words are tools, so
One of those sharper things that you can,
put my fingers with.
You know what I'm talking about. You're right. Words are tools. So I think we are at a really good juncture.
Okay.
When you think about fine art, you don't think about us.
I disagree. I didn't think this conversation was going to go there. I didn't see that. I didn't see that coming. I disagree.
Okay.
Which is kind of where so that was actually the genesis of the question. If we don't does Aurora have a Renaissance? If we don't have one, how far are we from it?
Mm-hmm.
How can we create? Because when I think fine art, my mind immediately goes Black. My mind and fine art goes to African dynasties before Europeanism.
Ooh.
They go to 12th and 13th century Italy. where the majority of art being made was by those Moors who came across and showed them how to work with the marble and all that. You can make that smooth, baby. Like, you don't have to be rough with it.
Right.
So but here's the thing though. My mind goes there, but it also doesn't it also includes, like, for example, what is today, like those Soviet republics, Tashkent and Kazakhstan and all that. They have the same kind of art. They have mosaic. You go to what is now Iran and the Persian dynasty. They was doing that with the blue, right? They was dyeing the tiles blue and making it to these ornate. Egypt, before Cairo was the capital. So, they were learning from, some of the Spanish when Napoleon went to Egypt. How the French took it over, we'll never know. That's another story. When Napoleon went to Egypt, he was like, this looks strangely familiar. Yeah. So my mind has always thought of fine art as black and ... You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I've always been there. I think that what has made... Let me start over.
Okay.
I think the reason why fine art is not looked at as having a colored representation, be it African or Latin or what have you. I think the reason why is because two reasons. One, most of our art is looted and in museums.
Looted.
And two, because the reproduction of works and the representation contained within has over centuries negated the influence. Absolutely. Right? I mean, if you got guys like Magellan writing the story, right? It doesn't matter that he found it in Somalia. He telling you this in Holland. So that's the thing. But great writers of the time, and especially many pictographs, which can again be found in the DuSable Museum, tell that true story. I've been a nerd reading books like National Geographic my entire life, so I've been seeing it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But anyway, that's the thing. What time is it? My bad. Damn, 8:32.
You want to come over here with us, Curtis?
Lord have mercy. Remember, I'm interviewing myself right now.
No, it's good stuff. Remember, we were talking about like being looted, like also intellectually looted. Like in terms of like Cubism, was partially founded upon these Europeans like looking at African art or Oceanic art and seeing this different viewpoint, and then them taking that without really giving acknowledgement. It's the 30s, 20s. Right. They still, we're trying to get this recognition of like, oh, okay, Picasso got these concepts, from African art.
Right. Now here's the thing. And to bring it to, Sunday, October 2nd, coming up here in, the second largest city, right? To take it from Morocco and bring it to here.
Bring it to Aurora.
Right? From Africa to Aurora. Here's the thing about it. And this is why I'm feeling this with the Pigment International. Shouts out, all that. The thing is that it helps when you have a Aurora Public Art Commission and Aurora Downtown, Cottonseed Creative Exchange, and the David L. Pierce Art and History Center that can see and dig the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? So that's what the beauty of it is, and that's the underlying part of that question. Like, okay, even if we haven't seen that renaissance in quotes here in Aurora, how far are we from making it? Right? We know the past. Yeah. Let's talk present and future with the art.
I can tell you for sure, Pigment and Jim, they have been at the table. Right. The conversations.
Right.
have been good. So,
Shout out to those two, definitely.
Yeah.
Shout out. So it's good that we have a see, we got a city that's receptive. They feeling it. You know, that's the thing. Because you know how it is. I don't know about y'all, but you know, you live in some cities, right?
Yeah.
Oh, we want to do, you know, can we celebrate the arts of Djibouti? That is a country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's 4th of July. You know what I'm saying? Right? So we don't need the roadblocks. We need to move forward because we're not
unapologetic.
We are not going to have the world we want to live in unless we all are contributing in our way.
That's right.
See, I like this kind of stuff. That's why I'm talking so much. But
That's
let me shut up. Let me shut up.
We should have created a different setup.
Lord have mercy. This is insane.
We had a red table today.
Look at us. Yeah, for real. I'm gonna get a round table next time.
We'll be part 2 of this show.
Okay, let's pay attention here. Bianca Camargo, good morning to you. If you guys are just joining us, we have great artists. We have Sandra Harrison, CEO of DVA Leadership and Development Training Consultants, and our dear friend Dadasoulface, aka Bryan, Danial, Joseph as well. Now let's see what the comments say. Marissa says, love the art history. However, contemporary art is just now catching up. Thankfully, a recent visit to Art Institute had updated more inclusive exhibits that recently ignored or did not include women and BIPOC artists. Think of the artists you studied as a grade schooler. Monet, good point. See that?
Good point.
Now you see that? Right? You keep getting Monet from kindergarten to high school. That's why. They've been teaching Monet, huh?
You know what you know.
They've been telling Monet, not Monique. Patricia Andrews Keenan is fairy godmother of Black fine art. You heard it here first. Thank you for that, Veronica Harrison. Here's a shout out to some artists though. Dana Todd Pope, Nick Cave.
Yeah, Nick
Go to the Sabo now. That's right, New Sabo Museum. Come on with the shout.
Come with us, Nick. We having a field trip next week.
Oh, let's shout out crazy here. Cruz Ocho is here. Cruz, what's up, man?
What up, famo?
Word. He says, yo, good morning. All right.
We get people out the bed,
Phyllis,
man.
Phyllis North, good morning to you.
Hey, Phyllis, girl.
All right. See? Family show.
That's the Pigment family. Yes. Okay. Curtis, tell me you're going to be with us on October 2nd. Personal invitation, sir.
I will not be able to be there. I will not be able to be there, unfortunately. I will not.
But that's what.
What's up?
I think we'll do it again for you.
I hope so. No, I had let it be known that
we should do that.
No, we will be there. Yes, we will. Yes, we will. We will.
We ain't even got over the first one yet. Yeah, we're talking about the second, third, fourth. I like that.
Well, the thing is, and so going back to the point that you talked about having that kind of collective thing, like I think Cottonseed is going to be that nest of that
conduit
because it wasn't that we just had the hip hop show there with Josue Paez. Y'all doing an event there, so
I missed that show.
We are in the. And it's just dates and times that we're talking about. We're in the atmosphere. We're gonna get this. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen.
I agree. Yeah.
It's gonna happen. Plus, they have where they're at now on River Street is better suited for that. Broadway didn't have no parking off in the cut. Yeah. So this is I think it's gonna be a good incubator for the Black community there.
Agreed.
There's a row of other businesses too that are right there on River.
Yeah, Wicker House down the street right there.
Yeah.
LTO across the street with the tacos and all that.
Hey, right. Exactly right. So
it's a good spot.
Swing by and see us tomorrow. I'll be there tomorrow night.
McCarty Mill's down the street.
Absolutely.
You know. All right. So what's the biggest effect the pandemic had on your work for both of y'all?
Well, for me, at first when the pandemic came out, it was okay. It was pretty lucrative, and I stayed busy because a lot of musicians were taking a break from touring or doing shows, and so they were just making music and creating albums or EPs or whatever they're doing. So I was always requested to create album covers and stuff. Shout out to Culture Power 45, Taiwan Davis and Infinito and Fat Nice and all those cats. That helped a lot. And then I kind of after that, obviously we weren't doing any shows. We were doing like digital shows or whatever. few interviews, online art shows. It changed a little bit. For me personally, I was kind of like, like crowds of people. You know, I was like, yeah, kind of want to stay away, or for a minute. Yeah, but I'm trying to slide out of that mentality. But yeah, kind of just slow things down a bit. Okay. I mean, physically, in the present, within people. I mean, online it continued, but. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, just slow things down.
Real quick, Phyllis North says we will be back for February, Black History Month, hopefully. Hey, Phyllis.
I didn't want to say it, Phyllis. I didn't have enough details.
No, word up. That's cool.
February, March, April, May.
No, I appreciate the little preview. Okay.
I didn't want to say it, Phyllis. I'm glad you.
No, we will be in effect. Yes, Yvonne, Michelle, and Yvonne is here. Yes, we need to change the narrative. Yes, that's right.
Yes, we will.
Yvonne
starting tonight.
Yvonne has a famous part in our story. But anyway, to the question for you as well, though.
The pandemic, took us out of face-to-face training. Mm-hmm. Yes. Of course, and we missed that, but it didn't slow us down. Because the human capital that we work with are the people who go to work. Right. And people were figuring out a different way to work. And that was very stressful. Folks were figuring out how to work at home with their kids behind them or at foot or, algebra on that end of the table and preschool on that end. And, so folks were struggling, and our work in working with people was important. It was important. Those softer skills, it wasn't
stop either.
Yeah, it wasn't that folks weren't doing their job, but folks were really struggling.
Right.
And so a lot of CEOs were reaching out to us, just talking about, those softer skills, team building, motivational days or wellness days for their teams.
Motivational wellness days,
absolutely,
crucial part of I think the pandemic. The levels of stress, that I seen people go through, my family, myself. Yeah. Ooh, take them wellness days,
Right.
Absolutely.
Give me a hot bath,
Absolutely. Right. That's exactly right. One of the things that we do is tell folks it's okay
to
do that.
In the water.
Right. Some sand or something, please.
The time is 8:41. So, real quick here. Good morning, Josue Pais. DJ Venom, what's up? Okay. She said, there it is. Go to DuSable now. See the Nick Cave exhibit also at Mocha for another week. Okay. There we go. I wanted to read the rest of that as it mentioned DuSable Museum. And Phyllis North, I believe, is with Pigment International.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Very cool. They got an interesting Instagram page too. I was peeping it. Love the page. Really good stuff. The time is
Patricia and V on that one.
Their magazine is fantastic.
Right.
Like the physical copy is like that's needed. I think is
that's right.
The slickness of it, the writing inside of it.
Let's talk about the magazine. I want to say there are 4 of them at this point.
Okay.
I hope I'm not wrong on that, but maybe 3 or 4.
Yeah.
But
Pigment International publishes 4 magazines.
They have published 4. It's a monthly magazine. I want to say, I hope I'm not getting that right. Phyllis, correct me in the chat if I am. But this magazine, it is curated art. Okay. And you get to meet the artists, and you get to walk with Pigment on their journey into art in so many different spaces. It's an amazing magazine, and it's sold online. I'm sure it's only about $30, but please do get a copy. It is amazing coffee table book.
And it's not localized either. It's more international. I like that concept. Being a world citizen, I think, is more important than being an American citizen.
Well, you gotta also see it like I think that's that kind of goes back to that conversation we were having about the not being able to see Black artists' fine art. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you got to see these people overseas and the stuff they do.
That's exactly right.
I mean, what Indian art culture, what they doing with gold? Yeah. And like the right, they hit it with a hammer. It's paper thin. Right, wrapping it around. That's just absolutely beautiful.
Yes.
Okay, Monica is going to be leaving us right now. So here we're going to do this. This has been an interesting show. We had somebody else pouring coffee for our guests, and we got a whole lot of things going on up in here. We're going to do this together as a team. So right now,
got this.
See, the viewers can't see that. You know now. They can't see Kurt changing tears and all that. Oh,
I love it. I love it.
All right.
Monica, thank you so much, darling.
Monica, we hope that you have a great day.
You have a good
Have a
day.
wonderful day, darling.
We're
Nice
going
to
to play
meet you.
this little bit of music as we get ourselves squared away. That's the team right here. Now I'm here riding a bike by myself. What the hell I'm doing?
You got this.
You got it, man. Definitely.
Okay, time is 8:15, or excuse me, 8:45 a.m.
Hey,
So we talked about who will be featured. We talked about the event and when. We talked about Ron Allen. We also talked about DBA respectfully, and then Dadasoulface, what you're doing. Who are some of your influences, and who's been an influence to you as you've been coming up, doing your thing? So from your perspective as leadership, and then from yours, Bryan, as art.
Whoa. Whoa. Leadership matters.
Mm-hmm.
I have an amazing network. I am blessed by that network. I have been influenced by some extremely powerful women. Wow. My mom.
Moms? Oh yeah.
My
Moms work.
daughters are absolute heroes in my eyes. Like, absolute heroes. So I don't even know how it's possible, but I think my greatest influence, especially in this work, training, and development, is my girls.
Right.
My own daughters, watching them. My oldest daughter is a woman in tech. We all know V is a journalist for the culture. I have a daughter in Texas who literally works with me in this business, so she understands and helps me drive it. We have a special needs daughter who has a perspective on this work that is absolutely amazing. And my baby, the youngest of the twins,
Mm-hmm.
is the voice of reason when it comes to training and development. I don't do this work. I live this work. I am this work. And when I'm training, it is my art. I transform into something else. And I can engage people respectfully.
Right.
And so, yeah, heavily influenced by those beautiful women I gave birth to.
Good.
And that guy over there.
Glad to hear it. What about yourself, brother?
My influences, I guess they're pretty simple. Like creatively, might be kind of out of pocket because he's not a visual artist per se, but Richard Pryor has always been a heavy duty influence on me from just his perspective, his life lived, his comedy, his seriousness, like just his.
He had an amazing story.
An amazing story. I mean, his ability to touch everybody. At the same time, talk about very serious things and make people laugh about it. Like, how does he do that? Like,
right.
How does he do that?
Yeah.
I mean, coming from where he come from. He's probably one of my biggest influences. Outside of that, just maybe the classics, Romare Bearden, collage artists, Harlem Renaissance. Really simple. I mean, outside of that, my eldest daughter's always been like someone I gotta do this. You know what I mean? Like I just gotta do, Now my two youngest, obviously they're heavy duty influences. Just from them, playing and seeing what they do and what they put together is like that influences me. Outside of that, just everyday things. I mean, just things I pick up, watching people. I'm a big people watcher. A big people watcher. I love watching people.
Inspiration can come from many different places.
Oh, yeah.
It could come at any given time too.
And I need that. So I need that.
All right. So right now, as I told you guys, it's 8:49. I was going to tell that story real quick for our listeners.
Okay.
Bring us off real quick. So as you guys know, and then you guys will get the last word of the the day, of
Okay.
course. But before I get into this has been a great conversation. I think that, and especially with the Pigment International and everything, we're going to I think we should revisit this art discussion. Maybe us three here should go get some coffee sometime. Well, you too, my brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe us four should go get some
Absolutely.
get some coffee sometime and chop that up, because again, I don't think we're not too far away from it coming together here. So I really believe, like, you know, I think that your vision, y'all's vision, and mine are pretty much aligned. So let's work some dates out and get it squared away here.
There you go.
Because I think, especially with people like Yvonne, who are willing to help the mission too, we can probably put that collective together that you're thinking about. Anyway, as you guys know, Robert O'Connor passed. I was going to tell a quick story because my dear friend Cynthia, who I work with, she and I, the first time I ever met Rob O'Connor, it's a story about character here real quick. Neighbor Project, I was a volunteer for them, and they were planning their fundraising gala. This was 2017, something like that. And what is today Bureau of Gravity was a empty building, but that's where they were going to do the event at. As a volunteer, you know, we did all the silverware and put all the things and the flowers, and we swept it, and, you know, the help.
Right.
On the day of the event, Aurora's finest was in there, dressed to impress and all that. You know, your leaders, your politicians, big shots, and everybody. I was selling Hamilton tickets. sold out. Come on, made all the money. All of the money.
What?
Yeah. Giving them out. Come on. 2 for the 50. 2 for the 50.
We'll have to talk offline.
Come on, Alderman, know you going. Anyway, so as they fed us now as volunteers, but everybody was upstairs in the very top floor, fine dining, the whole thing, professional auctioneer, bells and whistles. As volunteers, our meals were in the plastic to-go container,
Of course.
plastic silverware and all that. And because all of the seating on the floor was for the guests, we were at the high top tables along the wall in the back.
Yeah.
Now you have to face the wall because that's where the table is. So you can't turn around and look at the presentation and see what's going on and face everybody else, because I mean, you'd be eating on your knees, right?
Yeah.
So me and Cynthia, and we both dressed up very nicely, but we on the help side.
Yeah.
We got our meal and we start to kind of dig in and can't see nothing. All of a sudden, somebody comes over to us, taps us on the shoulder, and was like, "Hey, y'all got to come sit over here at this table." It was Rob O'Connor and his wife and his table.
Whoa.
They had 2 empty seats.
Wow. Sweet.
Let us come off the thing with the plastic, and he said, "Y'all want new meals? You don't have to eat out the plastic." But no, it's all right. This is small potatoes now compared to being able to sit down and take part in it.
Right. Yeah.
That was big.
That was big.
That really felt.
Yeah,
and you know what? That's something that I had seen that other times in life, right? And it reminded me of something my grandmother said. Like, you can always tell the character of a person by how they treat people who can't do anything for them. You know what I mean? That was not looking for nothing. That was super large. That's the kind of person I want to be. That's the kind of stuff people need to do. So that's just a little story about character. And we ate our meal real quick and then got up out of there. But that really meant a lot. That was really big. And I was like, yo, and I saw him one other time after that. I saw him just at some city council meeting.
Yeah.
Watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that's a story about character. That's the kind of thing that we all should strive to be.
Rest well.
That doesn't have a class. It speaks of class.
Right.
But it doesn't have a class, it doesn't have a color, it doesn't have any of that. So that's what the world needs more of. The time is 8:54.
It's got a human heart. That's what it's got.
Exactly. That's right.
Absolutely.
Okay. Phyllis North says, Tracy Chapman, gold art is fabulous. Phyllis North, I hope you keep tuning in.
Yes.
That's right. Word up. Yeah.
Well, you got to get in the room with her. She's just a wealth of information.
Marissa Omoni says the theme this year is Gilded Age. That's correct. Yes, it is.
Hey,
Maria
Marissa.
Charito, good morning. Cruz Ocho, Dadasoulface influences me. That's word up.
Respect.
Feeling that. Big respect. Big respect. Veronica Harrison says 3 magazines so far. Okay, and we just won another Ozzy Award for Best Cover.
Look
Shouts
at
out.
those guys.
Venice comes in February. Annual hard copy. Get your award-winning Pigment magazine online at pigmentinternational.com. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Pete.
Tracy Duran says, don't forget, stop by the Aurora Regional Fire Museum this Saturday, the 1st, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. for the 5th Annual Community Hero Day. Thank you very much for that. Lights, sirens, and emergency vehicles. Strawberries barbecue.
Ooh,
Oh,
we'll be
Lord.
there.
Girl, don't threaten us with a good time.
No, she just did that.
Talk about barbecue this girl. Hell,
She just did.
you know.
That's awesome.
That's a good thing about being black, right? We got sent to school with the ribs. Like, what the hell? Pork chop sandwich.
Pork chop sandwich. Exactly.
And Vanessa Rodriguez Aguirre is here as well. Good morning to you. The time is
morning.
8:55. Okay, so now's the time when we start trying to land this plane. The show ends on a positive note. What is your message today for the people of Aurora?
I just want to invite everybody out to support this body of work. You know, I'm excited about the work that we're doing here in Pigment, in Aurora with Pigment. So let's be mindful as we kick off Fine Black Art Month.
Right.
And as we spoke about here today, it's a lot more than just the showcase.
Right.
You know,
It's everything.
it's everything. And our time is now. Our art matters. Our artists, our curators, our innovators, they all matter.
Right.
And we're gonna make sure the world knows that. So we'll see you on Sunday. Special thanks to Dunham Foundation for supporting this amazing event. Vicky, also an awesome person. So,
Vicky Morcos, what up?
Vicky Morcos, what up? So yeah, we'll see you on Sunday.
Okay. All right. And my brother?
What do I got to say? Support your local artists. Support your
facts.
local black artists, no matter what what
Facts.
arts it may be, whether it's music, sculpture, design, whatever. Support us. Storytelling.
Yeah.
Poet, Yes.
All
the
of
writer.
it. News.
Yeah. No,
Right. Facts. We got it locked down.
Right, we got it all locked down.
Like that.
Y'all better holla.
Be good to each other,
Yeah.
regardless, across the board, recognize the good in each other, and let's come together.
Right.
It's time for that again.
That's right.
It's time for that.
1 and 1 and 1 is 3.
DBA's motto is
Yes.
educate. DBA's motto is educate and motivate.
That's right.
Education.
So this has been a great episode.
Yeah.
We'll chop it up some more.
Been amazing to be here.
And we will. So we talked about doing a part 2. If you guys are interested in a part 2 at any time, we'll have that discussion.
Absolutely.
But real quick, I want to say, Cruz Ocho, appreciate you, man. We have Cruz Ocho's music playing on the show here in the morning time, so it really does.
What's up?
So that's the kind of thing that we're trying to do as well.
Peace to the highest low, just wise.
That's right. Peace to the highest low. That's what we try to do that as a show. You know what
Sweet.
I'm saying? Cruz has been a supporter. We support. We can. That's right. Let's make it nice, man. Let's support each other.
That's
Let's
right.
support each other's mission as long as it's positive.
That's exactly.
All right. This has been an excellent episode. We hope that you guys have a great rest of the day. And Veronica says thank you to the Dunham Foundation for supporting Pigment International. Take care of
Thank you.
yourself and
Thank you.
each other.
Absolutely. Be well.
Respect.
Yeah!